Hello, and welcome to another video. And in this video, I'm taking a bit of a look at these inks from the Lousy brand that I purchased and showed off in my haul last week. So proudly founded and made in Melbourne, uh, Lousy is 100% recycled. So not only buying these am I supporting local businesses, I'm also supporting the environment. They make the ink from recycled printer ink waste, both laser and inkjet. And on their website, they provide insight into where you can recycle your printer cartridges, as well as where you can recycle the fine liner nibs and these bottles. Saying that, they also do make fine liners in a range of nib sizes. I think they only have black fine liners at the moment from what I was looking at, but they have plenty of ink, and they also have a range of artist created ink, which are colors made in collaboration with actual artists. One such being Hannekin or Hannah Manichi, which is an artist that I brought art from last week. I had no idea that they did this or that Hannekin was involved when I brought that piece. It's just a very big coincidence, but it's one that I am happy to share with you guys. Unfortunately, the ink made in collaboration with Hannekin is sold out. I don't know if they will restock artist inks, but I hope they do. I would be interested in trying some of that out. Uh, but the inks that I brought are from their main range, which they say are good for experimenting with. They say that they're highly pigmented and non toxic, and you can use them with brushes, dip pens, markers, airbrushing, stamping, fabric dyeing, and more. They say you can work it with acrylic paints or other water based materials. So it sounds like there's a lot of different ways to use these, and that's quite fun. I brought two inks from their main range. I brought teal and magenta, mostly because these colors stood out to me as really, really pretty. They do have your classic colors. They have yellow, blue, red, green, and then, oh, and black. Black, I think, is a very classic ink color. But then they had a few others in their primary range. But these two are the ones that stood out to me, and I really enjoy the way that they work together. I'm pretty happy with them on this synthetic paper, um, playing with it. I don't know about other artists, but I really enjoy when I'm in a bit of an art block space, coming to synthetic paper with alcohol and acrylic ink and just sort of going a bit crazy with it. And I was surprised. These two colors mix to really nice purples and dark blues, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a bit of a muddier mix and just gonna have to deal with that, but I wasn't too concerned. But it actually made a really nice purple, which is something I'm gonna keep in mind. I was not expecting that. Shows what I know about color theory, right? But yeah, no, on this synthetic paper, they're very vibrant. They don't move around as much as other alcohol inks. So say these are more acrylic in style, but they are water based. Um, but they're a lot of fun and definitely fun to play with if I'm in art block. Um, I also thought I should try it out on the calligraphy book that I brought last week as well. Um, I was a little lazy and didn't get out any of my calligraphy pens. As always, I'm going through cleaning everything up because I can never keep my art space clean. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but I can never keep it clean. So I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to improve things so everything's all just uh, covering each other, overlaying each other, and I just couldn't be bothered getting to any of that. So we're just using a brush. Um, but I can also say I'm pleased with the Rhodia book itself so far with these inks. I think it's quite sturdy. The ink didn't bleed through to the second page, and only where it was the absolute thickest did it show up on the back of this page. Um, so that's always a good sign. I think you can probably tell the color is uh, less vibrant on this paper than the shiny paper, which is a little disappointing because their vibrancy was what made me want to get them. But I think that's due to the paper and just the nature. I think most things would be shinier, uh, more vibrant. Of course, they're going to be shinier on the shiny paper, but no, more vibrant on that synthetic paper because they don't see in, there's no loss of pigment into the page. Uh, I think they work quite nicely on this paper as well. Um, it goes pretty far. Dipping brush in once, I can get quite a lot out of it before it runs out. And this is just a cheap synthetic brush. Uh, but as you can see, side by side, you can see the difference in vibrancy. So that's something to be aware of. But it's definitely a lot of fun. And I will be looking out for these inks. Um, but there are some caveats I did find when it came to the synthetic paper. Uh, they 2 days I left it to dry and it still hadn't fully dried. Even when coming to this, it had a slight greasy feel 2 days later. You can see I played with it a little bit while it was still drying, and then I noticed it was able to peel off. Now that it's fully dry, nothing wants to peel off, but 2 days later, at what I thought was as dry as it's going to get, there was still some movement. So it's a little bit annoying. Um, as someone who doesn't work with long drying things very often, I've had very little experience with oil paint. It's not my preferred, and I think that is something to be aware of if you're going to use it on synthetic or UPO paper like this. Be aware that it will take some time to dry, but I'm still looking forward to seeing where this brand will go and supporting it in the future. So I definitely recommend giving it a go. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and if I'm lucky, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.